Namaskar. Just now I shared a sort of a thought on threads, which is inconsistency is life. Now, therefore, a natural outcome is then what consistency is. So, a flow of thoughts was there, which I noted down. Consistency, when we look at consistency as mind, then it means familiarity. That is the known path, the old, which we are familiar with, which means that it leads to rigidity. Consistency, mind, familiarity, rigidity, and therefore ultimately stagnation. This is one flow which could be a major roadblock on the path of spiritual advancement. Second view of consistency is conformity. It could be conformity in any sphere, any realm. But when we consider consistency as conformity, then it has actually a wheeling effect on the intellect. Now, when there's a wheeling effect on the intellect, it means there will always be a lurking fear. The fear of change, the fear of new, fear of deviations. And therefore, there will be preferences and avoidances, likes and dislikes. And that will lead to desires, which will lead to the thoughts and actions and more desires. Now, this particular cycle and the consistency as a conformity, they both further lead to nourishing the ego. Ego of the pursuer of consistency or the bearer of consistency. Now, when this happens, this is a flow chart. It could be taken a screenshot of, and views could be further shared on this. Then, when there is the pursuer of consistency and bearer of consistency, then that means that there is a mind, and mind is active in a utilitarian mode, the consumer mode. When it is a utilitarian mode, that means it is missing out on the finer aspects, or maybe the aspects which are in the background, or we can say missing out the substratum. That is, say this is a t-shirt. It is a utilitarian view of seeing this. There could be another view, and that is the view as a collection of threads, interwoven. So this gets me to one very interesting thing that happened when I was just started my career. So in those days we had typewriters, which means that there was no what do you call, there was no saving mode, or there was no cut and paste as we have today. So the typist used to type, and when you correct one part, that correction is made, then and the document is retyped, then those things will be taken care of, but the other places there will be some error. So there used to be typings and retypings and many times. So my boss told me one thing, and that led to a lot of embarrassment also. My boss told me one thing very clearly. He says, see, if you have an eye for the faults, whenever a document is put up to you, your eye should immediately fall on what is incorrect. That will save your time and effort and embarrassment also. So this particular advice was beneficial then, and it is even beneficial today when on this path of spirituality. That is, having an eye for the substratum. The eye is not misguided or diverted. It is right on the dot. Now, when we are missing the substratum, it means we are engaging with the senses and objects of the world, which means there's a disturbance of mind. And lastly, if there is a disturbance of mind, we are constantly looking for something, but not looking for consistency, not in a habit of looking for consistency, then we would reach a state of no mind, means no disturbances. Please think and share your thoughts. Thank you.